During the years of Ukraine's independence, KPI has gone through a lot. The process of continuous growth and the development of its scientific potential has been greatly challenged during this time. University's evolution came in several stages. During the first two stages, KPI created a Polytechnic Center. However, despite its ability to address the matters of the applied scientific and fundamental character, its scientific achievements did not yield commercial benefits. Therefore, the university faced with the challenge of transitioning into a modern system of profiting from giving the knowledge. At that point, the rectorate decided to decentralize university's management and allowed each of its departments to have their independent developments and independently address their own specific needs. This allowed the university to become more democratic and its faculty to focus on solving key scientific problems. During the third stage, KPI created a solid scientific base. Scientific park, close cooperation with corporations, industrial and energy sectors opened new horizons for the university's development. Today, KPI entered the next stage of evolution, the fourth one. This stage is supposed to lead the university to a new loop of development, the global one, and define its important mission as a scientific and educational foothold to solve not only technological but also social and economic issues, ensure macroeconomic stability, and implement institutional reforms. All the mentioned before is based on the principles operating in developed countries that combine the education, science, production triad. With interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary curricula, KPI discovers new opportunities for a subsequent transfer of the state of Ukraine from a low technological and resource-based economy to a high technological and competitive one. During constant development and changes in accordance with the challenges of the globalized world, the modern KPI becomes in fact a guarantee of the national independence, while duly contradicting its role as a resource addendum or an ecological waste deposit. The chronology of the KPI's achievements for the last 5 years confirms the right decision to follow the chosen evolution strategy yet another time. The biggest KPI achievements include 2 satellite launches, Polyten 1 and Polyten 2. Once upon a time, in the beginning of 1980s, new rocket carriers were developed and tested at the Ukrainian Dnipro factory called Pivdenmash. But even today, 40 years later, our country has not yet implemented its own space intelligence program. However, this program is available among the scientists of KPI: Boris Rasamakin, PhD in Technical Sciences, and an engineer, Yevhen Kovalenko, who developed 2 nanosatellites of the CubeSat format. Back in 2009, Kyiv Polytechnic Institute joined an international program involving a decision on the restoration of a Ukrainian satellite based on the CubeSat format. The standard was changed and the whole technology was taken from Kyiv Polytechnic Institute. The standard modification considered creation of a highly technological nanosatellite with its weight not exceeding 10 kilograms. The idea is to have the satellite move through space on its front part panel, hence its small size. Low weight and sizes for nanosatellites, together with high technologies, make Ukrainian space developments absolutely unique. The Ukrainian Polyten 1 satellite was launched in 2014, together with more than 20 other CubeSat satellites. The results exceeded all the expectations. Out of 22 launched satellites, only the Ukrainian one is still active and useful. 3 years later, Ukrainian CubeSat satellite keeps sending signals to Earth. The works did not stop with that though, and KPI scientists started developing another Polyten 2 nanosatellite. This time around, the task was to finalize a very important international mission. Since a power system is the most important element of any device, KPI scientists developed and used innovation live-feed batteries used on electric transport. By the way, they were the pioneers who used this idea. It turns out that such batteries can handle a wide temperature range and they live longer than lithium-ion analogs. Long life of the first satellites was guaranteed by solar batteries, constructed in accordance with own design. This time, engineers were more worried about the performance of this system. The first cubic satellite can fly as it pleases and where it pleases. But the second one should be easily tracked on the orbit, since its mission is not only sending a status-related signal, but also measuring the upper atmosphere layers with special sensors. This considers atomic oxygen, known in space industry as the satellite destroyer. Atomic oxygen is the basic degrading factor for spaceship coating. A spaceship, regardless of its size, should move with a velocity no less than 8 km per second, not to leave its orbit. However, at this rate, specific oxygen molecules turn into shells, which slowly but surely destroy the satellite frame and panels. Nevertheless, in case the satellite can learn the contents of the upper atmosphere layers, we can draft a map of dangerous and safe zones. Such a map is an important deliverable of the international QB50 project. Scientists have also understood that the satellite itself should be as robust as possible in terms of possible accidents. Hence, they duplicated systems and sensors and even considered possible communication interferences for a long time. In case of the latter, all the information will be saved on the device's internal memory and uploaded whenever required. This time, the processor and memory volume weigh approximately 2 kilos and cost about $100,000. Under the space industry scale, this is a very low amount. But the Ukrainian university had to find a donor. The American company Boeing took on that role. The Ukrainian satellite was carefully tested in a thermos vacuum chamber and sent to the International Space Station with a rocket carrier. On May 26, 2017, 20 nanosatellites developed at various universities all over the world, including the second Ukrainian device, successfully reached the ISS orbit with the Japanese robotic mechanic arm, which already connected Earth and downstreamed valuable research data. The third and more ambitious project is known as BIAS. The satellite is supposed to check the impact of microgravity on the plant seed growth. For this purpose, it will contain a special cartridge with an 80mm chamber filled with soil and equipped with atmosphere, allowing plants to breed mini lawns on a permanent basis. The same cartridge will also contain video cameras, humidity and lightning sensors. The results of this research are also important for Moon and Mars colonists. The task of the fourth Perspective satellite, developed by Ukrainian engineers and rocket scientists and known as Ravisat, is to solve one of the most serious issues for the planet dwellers, while changing the wavelength from GPS receivers. The Ukrainian scientists proposed to analyze those by defining their gravity component, as well as forecast earthquakes, volcanic eruptions and other natural disasters by analyzing changes in gravitational pull. This is yet a theory to be tested in practice, but the previously mentioned nanosatellites are required for that within the International Space Program to boost science. The Ukrainian scientists have already proven that they are able to create unique nanosatellites and contribute to the world's science. The cubes are only the first brick in the basis of a new era for accessible space. In parallel with satellite launches, new inventions and technological devices have been created. Hence, in 2015, KPI presented two of its innovation products at the UN Technology Fairs 2015, the Spectator drone set and the SOVA, all portable water filtering system. A grasshopper plane project for research of Mars polar hats is yet another achievement made by inventors from E. Sikorsky KPI University in 2016. Mars Hopper is the winner of the NASA contest in the Audience Choice nomination. This is a prototype of an automated drone to be fueled by dry ice. That's another name for frozen carbon dioxide found in abundance on Mars poles. It is planned that the drone will be moving across the red planet in extended leaps, each of them longing for several minutes. With its surfacing, the device will be scooping dry ice for energy for the next jump. Another reason to boast is the recognition of the KPI team DCUA as the best out of 12,000 white hacker teams from the whole world within the CTF Time ranking in 2016. The ranking is comprised in accordance with the results of the teams in numerous competitions in the field of information security, being if not the most prestigious in the world. It is worth mentioning that thousands of other teams are below the KPI's one, representing famous universities and huge US and other companies considered world leaders in the computer technology field. The rating itself consists of a sum of values scored by the team in international competitions during a respective year. In 2016, it included results of more than 70 competitions held in person or online. White or ethical hackers include experts able to define a system's security level in terms of external attacks and cybercrime, as well as build up an efficient defense. Truth be told, such specialists prefer the security researchers term, since their task is not to hack other computer networks, but research new technologies. The top of the ranking is a doubtless success of FTI and other university units, which is a bright demonstration that KPI computer security experts are not only equal, but at times even stronger than the most famous world laboratories and universities. The university holds the annual Sikorsky Challenge Innovation Project Contest. Today, KPI has become the largest startup producer. KPI's 82 engineering schools, which were recognized throughout the world, use our inventions. They pass through a special preparation stage through Sikorsky Challenge Startup School. Annually, it produces 100 to 150 startups. We use a threefold model in our work. Traditionally, the model consisted of two elements: education and research. But more than 15 years ago, we included another element: an innovative component of teaching and doing scientific research together with high-tech business. If such model were to be applied for the country in general, then its high-tech export could grow from current 5% to 20% and the country's GDP from 4% to 50%. The first innovation, Ukrainian Ecosystem Sikorsky Challenge, was created in KPI to involve creative youth in innovation-based entrepreneurship. Sikorsky Challenge is the key element of the ecosystem. There, students, PhD students, young researchers and inventors develop their entrepreneurial skills. Our goal is to gradually develop and increase this unique model as a pilot project and then apply it to the entire country. This will help the country to make a gradual shift from a current, low-technology, resource-based economy to high-tech. And certainly, since a third of our startups have twofold purpose, it is our duty to continuously increase the defense capability of our country. Hence, even before graduation, creative startup organizers are fully capable of developing several projects and raising related investments. Here, technological ideas are fostered and innovation startup campaigns are launched and developed. This is the environment used for implementation of the full technological circle, from the search for new ideas and business model creation to raising investments and creating new innovation-based businesses. The Sikorsky Challenge ecosystem is supported by National Technical University of Ukraine (KPI) and Kyiv Polytechnica Scientific Park. In 2017, the festival hosted 213 projects, 270 Intel Techno Ukraine projects, and 62 Future of Ukraine projects. The contest is planned to involve even bigger number of national and foreign researchers. The high level of KPI students can be proven by the academic Olympic indicators. 235 students took part in 67 national academic Olympics, of which 45 have become awardees. This is the best result among technical higher educational establishments. a KPI female student has also won a silver medal at the World's Mathematical Olympics amongst classical universities in Bulgaria. As of today, the university keeps creating compatible centers with leading transnational companies. New centers and labs were established with Boeing, Progress Tech, Huawei, LifeCell, and other companies in 2016. Those are more than 30. Strengthening the national defensive capacity has become another of the university's activities. The technologies created by KPI scientists work for the national sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine today. In 2016, the university prepared 254 scientific and technical works, of which 126 at the cost of the state budget, 116 economic contractual works, and 12 projects under 2.6 million hryvnia were implemented by the Kyiv Polytechnica Scientific Park. 222 applications to industrial property items were submitted during the same period, of which 12 were inventions. 195 patents were acquired, of which 186 for useful models, and another 9 for inventions. 9 license agreements were concluded to use the Igor Sikorsky KPI property rights. The university experts and scientists are annually commemorated with state awards. The National Technical University of Ukraine Kyiv Polytechnic Institute, named after Igor Sikorsky, looks forward and beyond while moving along its scientific and innovation way through all the political and economic crises and keeping to the basic principles and ethical conduct of the KPI school.